6'8", senior, number 45, Rob Dubose. At forward, 6'3", senior, number 20, Todd Williams. And at the other forward, senior captain, number 34, Paul McMahon. The coaches, Reggie Hayes, assisted by John Capone, Steve Dargan, and ballboy Gary Hill.
Dave Riccio with the public address and the starting lineups for tonight's game. West Haven will be wearing their home white uniforms with the silver numbers, and Hillhouse in the road dark blue uniforms, the brand new uniforms actually trimmed with red and white. The officials tonight, John Anguillari, Hank Luzzi, and Joe Canzanella. There you see the officials. And now, ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem. Should be an interesting night, Paul. Big crowd on hand here at West Haven High School, and we should expect a very fast-moving, very up-tempo ball game because both these teams like to run, they like to press.
They certainly do, Bob. Quickness available on both sides. Something I want to touch on in the starting lineup for Hillhouse, you see starting a freshman, number 30, Lamont Carter. Lamont Carter is regarded by some of the Hillhouse people as the best freshman the school has had in 10 years. As we mentioned, he is a freshman, 6'2", and he's a good-sized gentleman out there, and he should prove to be a force.
So it will be Rob Rice, number 23, a 6'5" sophomore, jumping up at center for Hillhouse, and for West Haven, Rob Dubose, a 6'8" senior, number 45. We are all ready to go here. This district league battle, and the tap controlled by the Blue Devils. Kendall Chambers, number 21, loses control. It's taken up by Paul Huntley, number 20. And he loses control. One turnover each already. Devin Hayes. And a jump ball situation on the alternate possession rule will be Hillhouse basketball. Already some sloppy play in the first 10 seconds.
Well, Bob, you might call it sloppy play, but you've got to recognize the quickness each other's team is facing, especially defensively, and a lot of times, not only the sloppiness, but the quickness will cause the turnover.
West Haven starts out on zone defense. Huntley at the point for Middleton, number 22. Number 15 is William Antrim, the leading scorer with a 21-point average per game. Lamont Carter, number 30, the freshman we told you about. Antrim misses. Wide open for Rice, who missed the layup, and McMahon with the rebound. Bold shooting already from both sides on easy layups for 1 minute in. No score. And Hillhouse now will play his own defense. 1, 2, 3. Devin Hayes, the coach's son, in low for Dubose, who cannot hang on. And it's stolen off by Huntley. Here's Antrim. Carter, who loves the three-point shot. That's his forte. Middleton. Dubose pulls in the rebound. Big height advantage. He's got long arms. 6'8", senior. Here's Kendall Chambers, number 21 with the ball. Paul McMahon. In and out. And we're almost 2 minutes into this game. There's no score. Hunley trying to dish the ball off, but we have a foul on the penetration. 15 white, Devin Hayes, his first personal foul. That's the first team foul. So Hillhouse will throw in underneath their own basket. Glenn Middleton. And finally a bucket. A minute 56 into the game. It's 2-0 Hillhouse. Full court pressure now by the Academics. Here's Todd Williams quickly up court to Paul McMahon. Little off balance, but he made the shot. McMahon has been averaging 23 a game. We're tied at 2. Both teams playing zone because they know the other likes to run, so that's a good way of taking a fast team out of its rhythm. Rob Rice fouled from behind by Dubose.
Looks like they're going to get him on the reach-in. Yep, that'll be his first, second on West Haven.
Dubose, a transfer from Whitney Tech a year ago. 2 years ago, he was on the cross roster. Inbounds to Antrim. Antrim and Huntley really doing the job in the backcourt for Hillhouse so far this season. 2 players remaining from last year's 24-0 season. Glenn Middleton, the other returning ball player. That's him with the ball right there. Triple team, but hang on to it. Rice, partially deflected by Dubose, and Paul McMahon with the rebound. The Westies push it up. Todd Williams back for McMahon. And Devin Hayes called for traveling.
Yeah, got caught in the in-between situation there, just outside the three-point line, shovel of feet, it's Hillhouse ball. And we're over 3 minutes into this game. We've had a grand total of 4 points of offense, almost like the last game we did here on Store Bob between Hamden and Notre Dame. Very low-scoring game.
But we expected it in that game, not in this one. Antrim, or check that, Huntley from three-point land, didn't make it. The outlet for Dubose. And he'll bring it out for Hayes. Devin Hayes again, Reggie Hayes' son, spent a lot of time at summer camp this summer and improved considerably. Wide open is Williams. Todd Williams off the great feed. It's 4-2 West Haven.
Dave Riccio doing his rather boisterous job on the PA here, which is fun to hear.
Hillhouse coming off the loss, as we mentioned, 72-64 at Hillhouse against Hamden on Tuesday. They had won 32 straight prior till then. Carter. Antrim out for Middleton. Middleton is all 4 of the Hillhouse points, and we are tied 4 apiece.
Bob, you mentioned one of the fortes of this Hillhouse team is passing, and we saw it right there on that last offensive possession. In fact, you told me in the game you got to see that their passing for the first 5 or 10 minutes was absolutely masterful.
Very quick with the passing, especially inside, very unselfish. 2-on-1 break for West Haven. Dubose has it stripped, and a foul is called, and it will go against Paul Hunley, his first. And Hillhouse now with their first personal foul, first team foul rather. So we will be shooting free throws, and Dubose goes to the line, averaging 16 points and 12 rebounds a game. Now we stand corrected, they will throw in. A little confusion on the part of the players on the floor. McMahon goes baseline. That's one of Paul McMahon's specialties, the baseline move, and West Haven leads at 6-4.
Hillhouse bench wanted to travel on that. They thought McMahon shuffled the feet.
And again, Hillhouse in a slower tempo than they're normally used to. Kendall Chambers with the steal.
West Haven a great job so far of collapsing on defense. When they see who Hillhouse is going to down low, they just collapse all over them.
Chambers average averaging 8 points a game, and West Haven now leads 8-4 rather. Chambers with his first 2 points. Antrim with the head fake and the drive. Antrim, 21.5 points a game, makes it 8-6. That's his first bucket of the day. Again, the pressure causing a little bit of a problem in the backcourt, and then West Haven throws it away.
Good pressure there by Hillhouse, full court, and West Haven just throwing it away for the turnover. Under 3 minutes now remaining first period.
Very low-scoring game for both teams thus far. 8-6 our score. And a violation on the end line. West Haven takes over. Turnover so far, West Haven with 3, Hillhouse with 2. And as always, those are unofficial stats.
I think they're saying Lamont Carter stepped on the sideline there.
Hayes. Devin Hayes with his first bucket of the game, averaging 8 points a game. It's 10-6 now. West Haven back up on top by 4. 2:19 remaining first quarter. Chambers tried the steal, and he commits the foul. You might have heard Coach Tony Vitola behind us saying nobody's moving out there. And in fact, they're doing a lot of perimeter passing, but they're not getting the ball inside.
And the kind of offense we've seen Hillhouse run the past couple of years is a motion type offense.
That time, Chambers anticipating the pass, gets the steal. Nice pass to DuBose, and he's fouled as he starts his drive. So the foul will go against Hillhouse. The foul against Rob Rice, his first. Hillhouse with their second. And into the game now, Dwight McGraw, number 25 for Hillhouse. He's wearing the glasses, 6'4" senior. DuBose on the foul line. And the substitution in for West Haven, number 44, is Darryl Drayton, a 6'2" junior. Two free throws for DuBose, makes it 12-6. West Haven by 6. 2 minutes remaining first quarter. Bob Mortale with Paul Maselli on Greater New Haven Basketball 87. Carter from three-point land, but he stepped on the sideline before he got the shot off.
Next possession, let's keep an eye on the battle going on between Dwight Carter of Hillhouse and Rob DuBose of West Haven. Outstanding banging going on down there with nothing called.
McMahon off a nice lead pass from Hayes. McMahon now with 6 points, and West Haven leads by 8, 14-6. A minute 40 remaining first quarter. Middleton. A lot of hard work to get that shot off. Middleton has 6. It's 14-8.
Here they go trapping again.
And a nice tip pass by Antrim. Hillhouse with the steal. Carter stripped underneath. And it will be West Haven ball.
I'll tell you, Bob, I'd like to see somebody keep a stat. Maybe somebody does one on a higher level of basketball, college or pro, as to how many points are created off of pressure defenses like the full court press. Because Hillhouse almost pulling a gem there.
West Haven brings it across with no problem that time. Todd Williams with 1 minute to go, first quarter. 14-8 the score, West Haven by 6. Chambers with the lob, DuBose follows. Williams lost control, but West Haven gets it back as Paul Hundley couldn't handle the ball underneath.
Yeah, Todd Williams tried to really snatch that rebound, and when he banged it against his left hand off his right, he just lost it.
Very uncharacteristic of Hillhouse, only 8 points thus far in the first quarter. Paul McMahon from three-point land, no good. DuBose used the height advantage that time. He has 4 points. It is 16-8. West Haven by 8. Under 30 seconds remaining first quarter.
Hillhouse averaging 80 points a game, Bob, through 8 games. Very uncharacteristic.
Carter with a three-point shot. That's his specialty. He's got 11 of those this year. It's 16-11. 10 seconds remaining first quarter, and Todd Williams called for traveling. So with 8 seconds remaining, Hillhouse will get one possession before the end of the quarter. They trail by 5, 16-11. Antrim with 5 seconds. 2 seconds. Hundley in and out. timeout at the buzzer, and we're going to keep it right here with the score after 1. West Haven 16 and Hillhouse 11. So right away, Paul, pretty surprising. As West Haven has come out, they have been a little more patient with the slower game. And Hillhouse, on the other hand, they're passing the ball around the perimeter. They are not having the big men kind of cut across the lane to try to set up picks and free somebody up.
Exactly. I think Reggie Hayes' game plan tonight might be, look, let's let Hillhouse try to do what they do on offense at best. And they came up a little cold, and he must have said, look, if they come up cold shooting, let's try to really push that ball up. West Haven did a great job in the first period, leading Hillhouse 16-11. 6 points for Paul McMahon, leading West Haven unofficially. 4 for Rob Dubose, 2 apiece for Devin Hayes, Todd Williams, and Kendall Chambers. And for Hillhouse, Glenn Middleton with 6, a 3-pointer from Lamont Carter and a bucket from William Antrim. And that was it for 8 minutes of basketball. As we mentioned, Hillhouse through 9 games, averaging 80 points a game offensively. So they're a little bit below their clip, but you know, they're such a potent offensive ball club, and they have in the past few years, that a 30 or 45-second stretch can oftentimes, when you're involved in a game with Hillhouse, swing the entire momentum the other way.
This is the District League opener for West Haven. They're coming off a 42-point win against Norwich on Tuesday night, 73-31. Blue Devils 5-2 on the year, and on defense, they're only allowing 50 points a game. So far, they're under that average already after 1 quarter of play. Kendall Chambers in the backcourt with Devin Hayes. Hillhouse in the 2-3 zone still. Dubose went over the top that time. McMahon follows. Paul McMahon with 8 points. It is 18-11. West Haven by 7. And again, Hillhouse passing around the perimeter. Middleton now moving a lot inside to try to free something up. Carter. 2-point shot for Lamont Carter. He's got 5. 18-13 the score. 7 minutes remaining, second quarter. Quickly up court, West Haven with a 2-on-1. Here's Dubose. Made that one look rather easy. 20-13 our score.
Big thing in that play, Bob, the head fake by Paul McMahon. Got the defender to just commit a bit that way, and then he got the pass into Dubose.
Hundley. Three-point shot again. Carter missed a lot of those the other day against Hamden in the waning minutes. On the other end, Williams, and he's fouled. Foul that time will go against Dwight McGraw. That's his first, the team's third. Todd Williams making the bucket, and Rob Rice will come back in for Hillhouse, number 23.
The senior Todd Williams averaging 10 points a game. We'll try to get point number 5 here so far for him out of the night. 22-13. West Haven make it 23.
Williams averaging also 9 rebounds a game, and has played extremely well in the 2 games West Haven has lost, against Notre Dame and against Bassick. 6:15 remaining, second quarter, and it's West Haven by 10, and a traveling violation call against Hillhouse, and they look very disorganized down there. Tony Vitolo just can't believe what he's seeing. On one knee to our left, you might hear him whistling in the background. Three-on-three for West Haven.
Paul McMahon heats up, Bob. He can be the kind of guy that can put a game out of reach the way he can shoot.
He's got 10 points already. It is 25-13, and a timeout is called by Hillhouse. 5:56 remaining in the second quarter. We have a big upset in the making. Hillhouse trailing 25-13. And Paul, we talk about Paul McMahon. One thing Reggie Hayes had to say during the week is that when he forces the action, it's going to be a rough night as far as McMahon goes. But when he is not concerned about how many times he gets the ball, he makes quality plays, and he's doing that a lot tonight. He's getting good shots. He's not causing stupid mistakes, which might have been problem in the past because Reggie says he's a little more hyper than his brother Mike.
In other words, when he's in the flow of the game, when a ball player's in the flow of the game, he almost knows when to take a shot and when not to take a shot and when to dish the ball off and vice versa. But let's talk about Todd Williams for a second. Pretty play for the three-pointer there. And Reggie Hayes very high on Todd Williams. Once again, he likes him because he makes things happen even when he doesn't have the ball. And those are the really valuable ball players. So we see Paul Hundley getting ready to inbound right in front of us.
Paul Hundley, as we mentioned, one of the 3 returning members of the 85-86 state champions. Perfect year, 24-0, number 4 ranking in USA Today, but they've got a 1-game losing streak, and that's very unusual around these parts for the Academics. And although they've won their first 8 in a row as Hundley fires, Tony Vitolo told me he's overall been pleased with the team's play, but he's not been pleased tonight.
You notice also Hillhouse getting very little action on the offensive boards, too. Very little offensive rebounding.
Hayes that time with a violation. So Hillhouse will take over. Unofficial count on the turnovers. Oddly enough, West Haven with 6, Hillhouse with 5.
Did we mention the referees tonight?
Yes, we did.
Okay, just checking. So John Anquilari, very, very emphatic on that call.
You like emphatic referees, don't you?
Of course.
Glenn Middleton.
I'm a big Dutch Renner fan.
Middleton has 8. He's been keeping Hillhouse as close as possible. It's 25-15. West Haven by 10. Hillhouse now switching off to man-to-man defense here. Hundley and Hayes. And the Academics haul it in. Glenn Middleton making sure. Gets it off to Carter.
Only had a notion for another three-pointer there.
West Haven staying in the zone. That's about a 22-footer, and he makes it. He's only a freshman, folks, only 15 years old, but he's got a lot of ice in those veins for hitting the shot from that distance. 25-18 the score now.
And he put that thing down, too. There wasn't too much of an arc on that.
Hayes had it partially deflected, but it comes back out for Todd Williams. Hundley all over Hayes. McMahon. He is hot. McMahon with 12, and it's 27-18. McMahon season high, 32 points against West Hill during the first couple of weeks of the season. Rob Rice. Hundley. Rice lost control. Carter tries. It's West Haven ball.
Notice Hillhouse starting to crash the boards here a little more, trying to make things happen down low. Under 4 minutes to go in the first half now.
27-18. Hillhouse trails by 9. Kendall Chambers. Back out for Williams. Hayes. I'll tell you, West Haven really successful from the outside tonight. Hayes now with 4. It's 29-18. Hayes, the major surprise on this ball club for the Blue Devils. Rice cannot hang on to the pass. Another turnover for Hillhouse. Each team now with 6. 3:17 remaining second quarter. Bob Mortale, Paul Pacelli with you on Greater New Haven Basketball 87 on Channel U34.
It's amazing the way you change the year on that so easily without slipping.
Kind of like NFL 86.
That's right. Well, I've been struggling with my checks for the first week and a half or so, you know.
Dubose cannot hang on to easy pass right there.
Reggie Hayes up off the bench, wants to deflate that clock just a little. We're under 3 minutes now in the first half.
And a reminder, there's no shot clock in high school basketball, so they can hold the ball until the end of the half if they want. Chambers back out for Hayes. 3-point attempt.
Tell you, that'll break your back if you're the defending team. Even after getting all that time melted off the clock, then McMahon just drills it 32-18.
14-point Blue Devil lead. McMahon with 15 of those points. Carter tried to come right back, and Middleton follows. Middleton has been really the heart and soul of the Hillhouse offense so far tonight. He has 10 of the 20 Hillhouse points, and with 2:10 remaining, it's 32-20. Hayes wide open, but then it's deflected by Middleton. Here's Hundley. Rice, back for Hundley. And the follow-up by Rob Rice. There's an example of what Hillhouse can do when they pass the ball that well.
Exactly, and they had a good grip there as to where all their players were. Those weren't desperation passes. They knew where everybody was.
McMahon, a two-point attempt. Chambers with the rebound inside. Todd Williams has 7 points on the evening. Season high 19 against Notre Dame, and West Haven back up to a 12-point lead, 34-22.
Approaching the 1 minute mark, maybe Hillhouse just might want to try to slow West Haven down a bit here.
Feed for Rice. He's called for steps. He was open, and they had the right idea. Just shuffled his feet as he tried to get control of the ball. And now a substitution for check that for Hillhouse. Ron McKay, number 10. A 5'11" sophomore guard with a lot of quickness in the backcourt will come in. And so Hillhouse going with a 3-guard offense. Hundley, Antrim, and McKay in the backcourt. The bomb for Hayes. And he drew the foul.
Foul from behind. We're getting the who me. I believe it's on Paul Huntley. Yeah, they're going to call him on the push.
Huntley's second personal foul, 4th team foul.
A relatively foul-free first half here. Neither team is in the bonus situation yet.
So Devin Hayes, the sophomore son of head coach Reggie Hayes, will shoot free throws, averaging 8 points a game. And he will get one more. Has 4 points tonight and has really carried the leadership role, according to Dad. Todd Williams will come out. Kendall Chambers returns. Dubose has the rebound stripped. Antrim did a job there to draw the foul against Lee Deese, number 24, just inserted into the game for West Haven. For Deese, his first personal foul, and West Haven now with 4 team fouls. So that will send William Antrim to the foul line on the season, 28 of 35 from the free throw stripe this year. MVP of the Westbrook Christmas Tournament up in Maine this year.
Nice touch.
Also made the all-tournament team in the Doc Hurley Classic, played in Hartford earlier this week, where Cross and Hillhouse played a round robin against Hartford Public and Hartford Weaver. Antrim makes it both. It's 34-24, and in that tournament, both New Haven schools came away 2-0. 50 seconds to go, first half. That's Paul McMahon for Hayes. West Haven with their delay offense, drawing out a man high. Decent Dubose staying down low in case there's a double team. 30 seconds remaining. 10-point West Haven lead, 34-24. Down to 16.
It's almost a stack now at the top of the key. Now they'll widen it out again with just about 10 now.
Dubose. McMahon. 6 seconds. Found Dubose. Follow-up. What a way to end the first half. Rob Dubose ending the half with the tip-in. And with the halftime, West Haven goes to the locker room with a 12-point lead. Our score at halftime, West Haven 36, Hillhouse 24. We'll be back with some halftime notes for you in just a moment.
Collection system, not to certify their skill. Of a national data bank, an item with which perhaps you may have some sympathy. I'm very grateful to have had the
36, Hillhouse 24. We'll take a look at the halftime scoring stats. First for West Haven, Paul McMahon has played a whale of a game, especially from the outside. 15 points. Rob Dubose with a lot of tip-ins as 8. Todd Williams with a steady, consistent performance has had 7 points thus far. And as far as Hillhouse is concerned, Glenn Middleton has really kept the academics into this game. He has 10 points on the night. And Lamont Carter with a couple of 3-point shots has 8 points. But other than that, it's been relatively low scoring. Paul Huntley has not scored at all in this game, and he has been averaging about 14 points a game.
Now, when you shut a guy out in the first half that averages 14 a game, and you're down by double figures going into half number 2, you can pretty much point to that as your difference right there. But West Haven, though, playing an outstanding first half, and I'm sure Hillhouse is going to roll over and die in this one, so let's go back to Bob for all the action.
Second half just underway. That's Glenn Middleton, number 22. And Huntley trying to go inside, and he travels on the very first possession. Hillhouse with 7 turnovers in the first half unofficially. West Haven with 6. Devin Hayes will play one-on-one here against Huntley. Leading score. Cut it to 6 here, but West Haven steals it. Chambers for Hayes. And McMahon loses control. Now, Hillhouse slowly creeping back into this one. 38-30. Rebound. Here's Huntley. Has it stripped, but he's fouled. Foul that time on Paul McMahon, his first. West Haven with 3 team fouls in the first 3 minutes of this half. Hillhouse yet to commit a foul. So Huntley now to the foul line. 25 of 42 on the foul line this season, but he's yet to score in this game.
Hillhouse shooting at about 62% on the year as a team.
38-31 the score. Huntley, as we mentioned, averaging just under 14 points a game. All-tournament team at the Westbrook tournament in Maine. Makes 1 out of 2. And a whistle. It'll be West Haven basketball. A foul on a rebound against Rice. His first, and the first team foul in the second half. There you see our broadcast location for a moment. 7-point West Haven lead, 38-31. Hillhouse pressing. But West Haven beats it. McMahon. Dubose. Third time as a charm, 40-31. West Haven leads by 9. Dubose with 12. Here's Huntley the other way. And a foul.
And Dubose got a hand on that ball as Huntley tossed it up.
That time a foul against Kendall Chambers, his second. West Haven with 4 team fouls.
Boy, the pace of this one decidedly picking up since we've entered half number 2 here.
This is the kind of game we expected from the start, and now we're starting to get the run and gun of the transition. Huntley now 2 of 3 from the foul line tonight.
Cut it to 7 here.
And again, a 1-for-2 performance by Huntley from the line. West Haven quickly up court for Todd Williams. 4:20 remaining, third quarter. Chambers. Williams. His first field goal of the second half. Williams has been consistent all year long. It's 42-32. Middleton. And the tap as Antrim went way off the ground, 42-34. Carter with a great blockout attempt, batting the ball away to Middleton. Rice controls, and Dubose hauls it in. A collision, and McMahon got up very quickly. Middleton a little slower in coming up. A foul is called against Middleton. That is his first. second.
Boy, it looks as if somebody just took the volume knob and turned it up on this one, as both teams now really playing intently out there.
McMahon with 3.5 minutes to go, third quarter. 8-point West Haven lead. Hillhouse number 2 in the state. And the rebound to Carter. Three-pointer.
Wow, I tell you, he's got a touch on those.
His third three-pointer of the game. Carter with 11. It's 42-37. A 5-point lead. Hayes. Chambers. And he draws the foul on the drive.
They're going to call a block there.
On Carter,
Yep.
his first. Third team foul. Kendall Chambers will go to the line, a 6'1" junior.
Chambers with 2 points so far on the night.
And he'll get one more. Got them both that time. Reggie Hayes looking for a little stronger performance from Chambers in some of the bigger games. 44-37. Again, a 7-point West Haven lead. 2:43 remaining third quarter. And that time on the drive, a foul against West Haven as Huntley made his move. Looks like DuBose this time. Correction, Todd Williams.
Yeah.
That's his first.
So Devin Hayes continues to be the only player in foul trouble in this one. As Paul Huntley will be going to the line. Huntley getting on the scoreboard in this period with just 2 of 4 from the line. This will be his 5th attempt.
Missed it. And it's rebounded by West Haven. Chambers brings it in. DuBose off the glass. 14 points for DuBose. It's 46-37, a 9-point West Haven lead. It has been as high as 14. And West Haven staying in that zone. Carter drives and he's fouled. That time he did it from 2-point range, and a foul against Paul McMahon, his second. And West Haven now over the limit. So Carter, the freshman, goes to the line. Tony Vitolo says he's the best freshman that he has had in 20 years at Hillhouse.
And you can tell when he's out there, he just looks like...
A violation. McMahon stepped on the line on the throw-in. 46-40 the score, and Hillhouse can bring it to the closest it's been in quite some time.
Talk about Lamont Carter. Looks like he doesn't get shaken by a pressure situation.
Antrim. Rebound to Chambers. Under 2 minutes remaining, third quarter. Almost a steal. Hayes has it. McMahon has such a quick release on that short shot. 17 points for McMahon. It's 48-40. Rice has it rejected by DuBose. But Chambers cannot get to it, so Hillhouse maintains possession. Both coaches up off their feet right near us on the scorer's table. The intensity is really high here. Middleton on the drive, and a blocking foul will be called on McMahon. That'll be his third.
So now McMahon and Hayes both with 3. They're going to call the one-on-one on that one. McMahon didn't really have his feet set on that one.
The Westies over the limit. And Glenn Middleton goes to the line. Middleton came over from the Lee High School program last year when Lee phased out the basketball team as well as the phys ed department.
Middleton now with 13.
48-41 the score. Middleton has been averaging 16 points a game this season and is 21 of 30 from the line. Reggie Hayes. He's only beaten Hillhouse once in the 4 years he's coached here, but he loves every opportunity he can get when he meets the New Haven schools. He has yet to beat Wilbur Cross as a head coach in his 3+ seasons so far. Follow up by Rice, can't get it to fall. Jump ball situation. Hundley, check that, Antrim battling for it. Hillhouse.
Tough break on Rice there. Got the ball up, put it down, and it just wouldn't stay up there and go in. It just creeped off the rim.
1:18 remaining, third quarter. 7-point West Haven lead. Middleton in traffic. Would have been something if that gone in, but Middleton commits the foul off the McMahon rebound. Middleton now with his second. Hillhouse with 4.
And he gives it to who, me. He thought the West Haven player got a little too pushy with the elbow down there.
So West Haven may slow the tempo down here just a little bit, approaching the 1-minute mark of the third quarter. Rob Dubose, once again, he has 8 points in the quarter, 16 overall. It's 50-41. Carter from 3, doesn't make it. A 2-on-1 break the other way. Dubose. Off the rebound, Antrim with a break. And Todd Williams sent that ball to the water fountain.
I tell you, he really got up there. Did you see that? Wow. On that attempted three-pointer by Lamar Carter, he really got hammered after that shot, but no call.
27 seconds, third quarter. Hillhouse down by 9. Hundley had a thought. Three-pointer. So Hundley with his first field goal has 4 points, and it's a 6-point West Haven lead, 50-44. 8 seconds left, third quarter. McMahon wide open. Comes right back with his 19th point of the night. And we've come to the end of the third quarter here at West Haven High School with the score. West Haven 52, Hillhouse 44. We will keep it right here and take a minute to go down the standings in the district league as we take a look at the Hillhouse bench. The 5 area high schools that we cover for you regularly on our game of the week. In the district league right now, they're going to look a little topsy-turvy to you. The reason why? Because Hampton has won the only game so far in league play. Hampton 1-0 in the league, but just 3-5 overall. Wilbur Cross plays Hampton today. Governor 7-1, number 3 ranked in the state. The Westies 5-2, not too far behind. This is their first game in district league play. And the Academics 8-1 overall, but in last place in the district league. What you did not see on that graphic was Notre Dame of West Haven, also in our coverage area. The Green Knights 5-3 overall, 3-2 in the All-Connecticut Conference. In the New Haven Register top 10 poll, unanimous number 1 selection this week, Harding High School of Bridgeport. Got 10 first place votes. Hillhouse coming in number 2 in that poll, followed by Wilbur Cross, Brian McMahon of Norwalk, and St. Joseph Trumbull. And in the WTIC poll, you'll find that Paul Pacelli, the only person who thought Hillhouse was number 1 coming into this week.
Well, I'll tell you, only because they were undefeated. With Hillhouse and Harding being both undefeated, my thinking is you got to vote number 1 to stay number 1 until number 1 isn't number 1 anymore.
Harding got 19 out of 20 first place votes in that poll. Cross is third. West Haven and Notre Dame tied at 19 apiece. Steal by William Antrim. Blocked again by Williams.
Oh, man, he really comes out of nowhere on those blocks, but they're going to score it.
So Antrim gets credit for the field goal on the goaltending call. West Haven fans all over the officials here. It's 52-46. 6-point West Haven lead. Hillhouse has been trying to chip away. They've got to within 5 at one point, but that has been the closest they've come. And they're going to gamble a little bit on defense. Here's Hayes. Carter with the rebound. Stolen that time by McMahon, and a foul that time on Hundley.
And the whole Hillhouse bench doesn't like that one at all. And Hundley getting a little...
There's Reggie Hayes surveying the situation. It's Hundley's third personal foul. Both teams are now over the limit. is Paul McMahon. He will go to the line with 19 points in the game. His average is 23. Season high is 32. And now McMahon in the 20-point circle for the evening. His first foul shot of the night.
Had 15 of those in the first half, so he's been held in check just a bit here by Hillhouse in the second half.
54-46, West Haven by 8, 7:10 remaining, fourth quarter.
Although any coach will tell you, when you go up against a team with somebody who scores 20 or 30 a game, they're pretty much going to get it. It's everybody else you got to watch.
Three-pointer off the glass for Antrim. Antrim now has 13. 54-49, again, 5-point lead. Here's McMahon against the man-to-man defense. Hillhouse looking to force the issue a little more on D. There's Dubose. Tough to stop a 6'8" center like that. Dubose inside strong in the second half is 18 overall. It's 56-49. Rice just kind of threw it up there. Really not too much action on the ball. Approaching the 6-minute mark of the fourth quarter. Dubose way out beyond the three-point line, but Hayes cannot hang on to it. Also, one thing we've noticed, Paul, not a lot of substituting by either coach here in the second half.
No, they've almost gone with the pad hand the entire way. Under 6 minutes now. Hillhouse relying a lot on that three-point field goal tonight.
Violation that time as Middleton lost control of the ball off the baseline. Tony Vitolo told me also that outside of one game this year, in that 8-game win streak, Hillhouse had not been really tested. They're getting a sure test tonight against someone in their own league. Reggie Hayes going to a delay offense here just for a moment, calling 4. West Haven continuing with the basketball.
Tony Vitolo wants a little more pressure here.
Todd Williams for Dubose. And it's rebounded by Hundley, approaching 5 minutes remaining fourth quarter. Carter from 3.
Boy, and he's only a freshman. Think about him in 2 or 3 years.
He's got 4 3-pointers in this game. 56-52, 4-point lead for West Haven. Overthrowing Dubose that time, and Hundley, or check that, Antrim with the basketball. Three-pointer again. Big moan from the Hillhouse fans that time as McMahon takes the rebound in.
Jimmy Wolf on the Hillhouse bench a little while ago yelling dribble in. He wants them to take it a little deeper.
Hayes. Every basket from here on in for West Haven will be a clutch basket. Hayes with 6. And as we approach the 4-minute mark of the quarter, 58-52. Carter from 21 feet.
Boy, what a touch he has. Just puts it right down.
20 points for Carter. That's his season high. 58-55. And on a double dribble violation that time against Hayes. So with another three-pointer, Hillhouse can tie it up. They trail by 3 as we see the Hillhouse bench. Tony Vitolo waving his team on. Antrim to Hundley. 3.5 minutes left. Fourth quarter.
You almost can feel that Hillhouse wants to put that three-pointer in to get it even right now.
They have stopped going inside pretty much. They're going to live and die with the bomb. Here's Carter again. Rice. A 1-point game. Rice with 6. 58-57. West Haven by 1. Defense looking to trap right here. There goes Williams. And Williams comes right back. He has 11. 60-57, a 3-point. West Haven lead with 2:54 left, fourth quarter. Hunley. And he was fouled on the way. And it looks like it'll go against Lee Deese. Correction on the foul call, Todd Williams. There you see Reggie Hayes looking to get a timeout at the next opportunity. Williams now with 2 personal fouls, and he now gets the timeout. So timeout with 2:48 remaining here in the fourth quarter as we see the Hillhouse Academics looking to chip away at this one. They trail 60-57. Let's take a moment to thank a lot of the people who helped us on the telecast. Thanks to West Haven head coach Reggie Hayes, assistant coaches John Capone and Steve Dargan, and athletic director Tom Hunt. At Hillhouse High School, head coach Tony Vitolo, assistant coaches Jim Wolf and Dave Recaro, athletic director Sid Lillick, and our Store Cable production crew. You'll see their names at the end of the telecast.
By the way, we're supposed to mention something today about Jimmy Wolf. It was 10 months ago today that you mentioned that Jimmy Wolf was a proud father of a new baby. The baby now 10 months old.
One of your favorite topics of conversation.
That's right.
Jimmy made it a point to let you know about that.
That's right.
Prior to the game.
That's right. You being the Emily Post of Store Cable here, I figured that give you the shot at that.
What I'm really surprised at, though, is that the middle name of this child is not Paul. Hillhouse looking to take over this game. They have been trailing most of the way. They trail by 3. If they lose tonight, they will be 8-2. West Haven is 5-2 right now. There you see Rob Rice.
And I bet you'd have to go back away and find the last time Hillhouse lost 2 in a row. Unless they lost their final regular season game before they went into that tournament game. That's
exactly what happened. They lost to Hampton in a game televised right here on channel U34, and then lost the first round tournament game to these West Haven Blue Devils. Here's Paul Hunley. Not a good shooting night. 2 of 6 from the line this evening. He's shooting about 60% coming into this game. And he missed them both. McMahon with the rebound. West Haven maintaining that 3-point lead. West Haven will look to run some time off. Hillhouse putting a lot of pressure in their half court. Middleton knocks it away and takes over. The Academics on the run. And it's a 1-point game. 60-59. Middleton with 15. 2 minutes, 5 seconds left. McMahon with a 2-on-2. And out of bounds, no indication yet. It should be West Haven ball, and that's what they'll get. There you see Kendall Chambers, number 21. McMahon to throw in. Finds Williams. Under 2 minutes remaining and a 1-point lead. Timeout situation, Hillhouse has 3, West Haven has 2. Here's Dubose. And from behind, he was fouled with the body by Rice. Got a clean block of that one, Paul, but just got him with the hip.
Well, Rob Rice gets the foul. It's number 3. Dubose now going to the line. He's got 18 on the night, including 2 of 2 from the line. But if you're going to give up points at this point of the game, you'd like to have the guy have to make those free throws. And now Hillhouse calls for time with 1:45 remaining.
There you see the West Haven Brain Trust, Reggie Hayes facing the camera. The 2 assistants, John Capone, Steve Dargan, talking it over. Now Reggie will address the ball club. Hillhouse now with 1 timeout remaining.
Interesting style of coaching here tonight, Bob. Tony Vitolo and Reggie Hayes rather. Both up off the bench for almost the entirety of this game. But Tony Vitolo is the kind of guy that's up, but very rarely yells or screams everything, whereas you can hear Reggie Hayes almost all night constantly.
You have Hoya on the brain tonight?
I don't know why I said Reggie Williams.
Tony Vitolo in his 22nd year at the helm at Hillhouse. 5 wins away from career victory number 300 and 5 state championships to his credit. Reggie Hayes is in his 4th year. Overall career record 38-32, was 12-9 a year ago, but 12-3 in games outside the district league. Shows you what kind of competition the DL provides every year. DuBose. His first miss from the line tonight. Has 18 points so far. Makes one of 2. It's 61-59, a minute 44 left. Hillhouse can tie it with a bucket here, and they haven't been tied since very early in this ball game. Hundley. Carter. Hillhouse spreading the offense out on top. Almost stolen by Williams. Here's Carter. Rice. Hillhouse doesn't want to gamble. They want a good shot out of this possession, and maybe their last possession. A minute 14 left. Middleton has the lane. One minute left, and Hillhouse lost the control. Reggie Hayes wants a timeout, and he gets it. 54 seconds remaining in the 4th quarter, and a key turnover there. West Haven will have the basketball in a 2-point lead, 61-59.
An Aaron Hillhouse pass hitting somebody in the foot and just rolling free, and West Haven coming up with it. And it almost looked like they were thinking of holding it for 1 there, the way they were killing time off the clock. They had a couple of notions.
There was that one drive that Carter had in the lane, which I thought he was going to put it up. He had a one-on-one situation, and at the worst, he could have drawn a foul, but decided to pass off. Sometimes in that situation, as we see Tony Vitolo urging his team on, certain players want the ball, and certain players are willing to give up the ball, depending on the personality and the players being used to a certain amount of pressure in that situation.
And your banded ball players are always the guys that want the ball in that situation. You never hear of a guy being praised for not wanting the ball there.
Foul situation, Hayes and McMahon with 3 apiece for West Haven. Rice with 3, Hundley with 3 for Hillhouse. Hillhouse JV beat the West Haven JV before the start of this game, 68-57. So each team now with 1 timeout left. McMahon will throw in, full court pressure from Hillhouse. 50 seconds left. And Antrim knocked it away. Good thing too, because Hundley had fallen down in the backcourt. Tied up situation, jump ball is the call. On the alternate possession rule, it will be Hillhouse basketball.
We had a great angle on that one, about 3 feet away from us. And right there is when the alternate possession rule can burn you late in the game. Both teams should have an equal crack at that ball.
It will be Hundley throwing it in with 42 seconds left. Hillhouse needs a field goal to tie it up. Carter. Middleton back for Carter, 27 seconds left. And Carter draws the foul in the middle.
They're going to get Devin Hayes on it. That's his 4th. And I'll tell you, almost a big roll there for a possible 3-point play.
So Lamont Carter will go to the foul line. Coming into tonight, 6 of 7 from the line this season. He's got 5 3-point field goals in this game. Shooting 2. 61-60. Carter has been averaging just under 10 points a game. He has 21 tonight. And we're tied at 61. And a whistle and a timeout called now by Tony Vitolo. West Haven has 24 seconds left, and the game is tied at 61, but you got to admire the comeback Hillhouse has made from a 14-point deficit to get back into this one.
Well, you know, quality ball clubs do that, Bob. They just knew what they had to do. They had to start crashing the offensive and the defensive boards more. They had to start making things happen, too, in the transition game. They just turned things up, and Lamont Carter with those key three-pointers. Well, basically, we've played 31 minutes and 36 seconds of basketball here, and we're right back where we started. I've got to wonder what West Haven will do coming out off this timeout here.
My guess would be they're going to try to get the ball into DuBose, because with the length of his arms, it just puts the shot way up over the academic defense, and he's been very successful with that in the second half. The big scorer for West Haven, Paul McMahon, has been quiet in the fourth quarter, just has 2 free throws.
You wonder whether Hillhouse will come full pressure on the defense, or whether they'll pull a half court and try to trap the guy that gets the inbounds pass.
Not only that, keep in mind, next alternate possession whistle remains West Haven ball. There are the Westies, 5-2 on the season. First District League game of the year, and it has been a doozy.
They have Rob Rice now. They're telling him to play deep or to stay with DuBose.
Paul McMahon will throw in. Gives it to Kendall Chambers. 20 seconds left. Almost stolen by Hunley. 14 seconds left. Chambers to McMahon with 10. Got it! Paul McMahon with the bucket and a timeout indication that time by Hillhouse. And Hillhouse will get the timeout.
Let's see how much time is left on the clock, though. That's the big thing.
4 seconds, to my view, were on the clock when the timeout was called, and the officials will give it to him. The West Haven assistant coaches do not like the call. The fans now starting to spill on the court, but Paul McMahon with a clutch jumper from the corner.
Reggie Hayes is livid. Apparently, he's not pleased with the ruling of John Anglolari.
There's fire in his eyes. They're going to give Hillhouse about 2 or 3 seconds. I believe the officials still talking it over. The crowd now having to be restrained and reorganized. There you see the officials. There's Tony Vitolo looking it over. Paul McMahon with the shot you dream about.
Yeah, and he drilled it too. I think they're going to give him 2. There you see him right in front of us. But Bob, as you mentioned, it looked like the timeout call went up right as that ball went through with 4 seconds. Coaches teach that to players. If you see it go through, just put the tee up. In fact, have the tee up in your hands as the ball is going through. And technically, the official should call time right there. So now they'll probably go with 2 seconds.
We have still not had the time put back on the scoreboard. It is West Haven 63, Hillhouse 61. The Academics have outscored West Haven in the fourth quarter by the count of 17-9. But Paul McMahon has been the money man, as it were, for West Haven this year, and he has, there you see the situation now. There's no time on the clock, but they're going to find a way to reset the clock as quickly as possible and put 2 or 3 seconds back on the board.
They may have to set it to a half minute or a minute. Ah, there they go.
They'll give them 2. It'll be 2 seconds. The ball underneath the basket, so Hillhouse has to go the length of the court in 2 seconds or less.
Reggie Hayes now telling his people, no fouls, just keep your arms up. Don't touch anybody.
So after all that confusion, the Hillhouse Ball Club finally breaks the huddle.
This is going to have to be shades of the Olympic Games here when the Soviets did this.
It'll remain Hillhouse ball. No time went off the clock that time. Hunley to throw in. Has to go long. Here's Carter from 45. The West Haven Blue Devils with the upset. They have defeated defending state champion Hillhouse. The final score, West Haven 63, Hillhouse 61. There's the final. And West Haven holding on for dear life down the stretch as they lost a 14-point lead in the second half, but they hang on to win. It's the first West Haven victory over Hillhouse since the '85 CIAC tournament, and for Hillhouse, it's the first time they have lost 2 in a row. And ironically enough, in '85, it was a Hamden-West Haven back-to-back loss.
That's right. And Bob, you mentioned the caliber of play in the district league, and this is what you get. You've got to wonder what this does to Hillhouse's ranking in the state polls, but nonetheless an outstanding ball game here. 63-61 the final, and you schedule these things, and you know how to pick them, and I guess this is what we go after here.
And so just food for thought as you watch this game. Think about this one. Next week, Hillhouse next in action against Wilbur Cross. So it's going to be a tough 3-game stand for the Academics. But victory and jubilation, the key words right now here at West Haven High School. Once again, the final score, West Haven 63, Hillhouse 61. We'll be back with the post-game guests for you in a moment.